Only 5% of viewers will be able to like and subscribe to the channel before time runs out. 3, 2, 1. Comment on "it's ready" if you had time to do it on time. You know what's interesting about small talk? Most people see it as the opening act at a concert, something you endure to get to the main event. Deep conversations, real connections. That's what we all want, right? But if you put your phone down for 2 minutes and look around, you'll realize that every interaction, every relationship starts with light conversation. Even your best friend began with something like, "What classes are you taking?" or something equally awkward. Here's an unpopular opinion. Small talk isn't so much about what you say, but about making the other person feel like a human, not a character in a game waiting for input. That's it. You don't need a cheat code, a script, or even charisma. You need to master one thing: active observation. Yes, it sounds like something a nerd would say, but hear me out. Active observation is about paying attention to the person in front of you as if they're the only thing that exists in that moment. Not their mood, not their aura, but the actual details, their clothes, their drink, the way they keep glancing at the clock like they'd rather be anywhere else. You notice these little things and comment on them in a way that invites conversation, not demands it. That's it. Honestly, I could stop here, but stick with me. It'll be worth it. Now let me explain why this works. First, people love to feel noticed. Not in a "you're so deep and mysterious" way, but in a simple "hey, I see you exist" way. It's basic psychology. Humans are wired to crave acknowledgement. Second, it's disarming. When you make an observation, you're not putting pressure on them to perform. You're not hitting them with, "So what do you do?" or "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" You're just tossing a ball in their direction and seeing if they want to throw it back. For example, you're at a cafe and the person next to you is holding a book. Most people would ask, "What are you reading?" thinking it's polite. But that's pressure. You're asking them to explain, justify, or summarize. Instead say, "That book looks like it's been through a lot." Boom. You've made an observation, and it's neutral but interesting. Maybe they'll laugh and say, "Yeah, it's my 3rd time reading it." Or maybe they'll say, "It's terrible, but I want to finish it out of spite." Either way, you've started a conversation without making it feel like an interview. Or imagine you're at a party, an introvert's nightmare, and someone walks by with a plate of questionable food. Instead of ignoring them or hiding in the corner, say, "Is that chicken? Looks like it put up a fight." Again, you're not asking a question. You're making an observation with humor. Maybe they'll laugh, maybe they'll defend the chicken. Either way, you've opened the door. The beauty of active observation is that it works everywhere. At work, on dates, at family gatherings, anywhere. It's flexible, simple, and most importantly, it takes the focus off you. You don't need to be witty or charming. Just notice things and point them out. That's it. Now that you know, active observation is all about noticing the little things, patterns, details, the stuff most people overlook. What if I told you the same principle can be applied to learning? Now back to practice. First, train yourself to notice details. Put your phone down, take your headphones out, and pay attention to your surroundings like you're the main character in a detective show. What are people wearing? What are they doing? Are they fidgeting, checking their watch, scrolling on their phone? These little things tell you a lot. Next, practice turning those observations into comments. This is where most people get stuck because they overthink it. They worry about sounding weird or intrusive, but the truth is, no one cares as much as you think. If you see someone in a bright yellow jacket, say, "That's a bold color choice, I respect it." Done. It doesn't need to be original, you just have to open the door. Finally, get comfortable with silence. Not every observation will lead to a conversation, and that's fine. The point isn't to force anything. It's to give people the chance to engage if they want to. If they don't, move on. No harm, no foul. The more you do this, the easier it gets. You'll realize that small talk isn't about impressing people or proving you're interesting. It's about being present, paying attention, and making people feel seen. That's it. It's not that deep, but it works. And honestly, once you get good at it, it's kind of fun. Now you might think, this sounds too simple to work. But think about it. When was the last time someone genuinely noticed something about you and mentioned it without being weird? Probably not recently. The truth is, people are too caught up in their own heads to notice others. When you do it, it's like a glitch in the matrix. People pay attention because it's unexpected. Here's another example. You're at a Halloween party, another introvert nightmare, and someone walks in wearing a tie with tiny rubber ducks on it. Most people would ignore it or say, "Nice tie." Not you. You'll say, "Okay, I need to know the story behind the ducks." Now you've made it personal. You've turned their accessory into a conversation starter and made them feel interesting. This works with anything. Notice someone's shoes. Say, "Those look way too clean to be comfortable." Or their coffee order, "That's a lot of whipped cream for someone who doesn't look like they're celebrating." Or even their dog. "I feel like your dog judges people, and I respect that." See, you're not trying to be funny or clever, just noticing things and turning them into comments. Oh, and one more thing. You have to mean it. People can sense fake interest. If you're only doing this because you think you should, it won't work. You have to genuinely care, even if it's just for 5 minutes. That's where a lot of people, especially introverts, get stuck. We think we're bad at small talk because we don't like shallow conversations. But small talk isn't shallow if you're actually paying attention. It's just the first layer. The more you practice active observation, the more you'll realize that people are fascinating, even when they're talking about boring stuff. So, the next time you're in a situation where small talk is inevitable, and let's be honest, that's almost always, try active observation, notice something, comment on it, and let the conversation flow naturally. You don't need to be the life of the party, just be present. Once you nail this, something interesting happens. Small talk stops feeling like a chore. It becomes a game, a fun one. You start enjoying noticing things and seeing how people react. You stop worrying about what to say because you realize it doesn't matter. What matters is showing up, paying attention, and making people feel seen. That's the whole point. So next time you're in line for coffee, notice the person in front of you. What are they wearing? What are they holding? How are they standing? Pick one thing, make a comment, and see what happens. Worst case, they don't respond, think you're weird, and you move on. Best case, you've just made a connection.
I don't think you'll be able to click on the next video before time run out. 3, 2, 1.